Hi Brainiacs, welcome to the video store. Today, we celebrate Johnny Depp's work. Before we get the Johnny Show rolling, if you're new here, the video store membership is totally free. It takes a second to register. Hit the subscribe button and the bell to never miss any weekly releases. If you love what we have on our shelves, hit that like button so the video store can survive throughout the streaming era. If you're already a video store member, thank you. You're the reason why the video store is still alive. As I'm recording this video, Johnny wants his case against Amber. This guilty pleasure of a trial has been as exciting as any top show streaming. It was a shit show.
Did you commit any kind of prank?
Absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not.
And why would that not be something you would do?
First of all, I don't think that's funny. I don't know what a grown woman does.
Pun intended, Amber. In my own opinion, in this story, both are damaged to some extent. I'm rooting for Team Johnny though. Sure, he's flawed like any human being, but my guts feeling tells me that there's a good man behind all the drama and that relationship. From what we were able to piece in court, it seemed like he is the victim of the story. Then again, what do we know? Hollywood is all smoke and mirrors.
That's hearsay, I guess.
From what we can see on social media, Johnny has already won in a public court. As far as Amber Heard, you can tell that she's a dishonest, cold, and manipulative person. Any body language specialist will tell you that something is way off with her. Her lack of evidence, her contradictory stories, what seems to be bad acting, her taunting and pure evil laugh in a recording, her forced emotions, the way that she constantly looks at the jury. Anyway, I could go on and on since this woman has more red flags than China. Back to Johnny. One thing that this trial reminded many of us is how gifted Depp is as an actor. One other thing that this trial reminded me is how average and forgettable Heard is as an actress. There are good movies in her filmography, but nothing great. I mean, Drive Angry. At least there was Nick Cage in it. Good or bad, I love Nick Cage. Let's go through some of Johnny's most iconic roles. Stay at the store until the end. Free popcorn for you and surprises along the way. But it's not shit on the bed or a jar of dirt. Speaking of, George Young, Blow. Based on a true life story, in this first movie on the list, Johnny plays a drug dealer who established the American cocaine market in the 1970s along with the Medellin cartel, headed by Pablo Escobar. He plays alongside the fiery Penelope Cruz. As usual, Depp is very intense in the role and really showcases his acting chops. Many of his dialogues were improvised, including the "We're going to need a bigger boat," a quote from one of my favorite movies of all time, 1975 Jaws. If you like rise and fall movies, like the Scarface and the Goodfellas of the world, you'll love this one. Funny thing is that George Dad is played by the late Ray Liotta himself. Yeah, Ray will be missed. Anyone who watched Goodfellas know that Ray's characters love cocaine. A lot. And yeah, Amber, Johnny has jars of cocaine in this movie.
Like there was a jar of cocaine out on the table. I realize it sounds weird, but it's like an actual vintage jar of it.
I got a jar of dirt, I got a jar of dirt, and guess what's inside it?
I generally appreciate biographical stories about artists and their creations and how they came to be. In this one, and it's a good one, Depp is playing a well-known author. James Barrie, Finding Neverland. This is the story of Sir Barrie's friendship with a family who inspired him to create the iconic Peter Pan. It's a conservative role for Depp, compared to some of his more eccentric roles, but it is extremely well played. Depp plays this character with a childlike energy. Back in 1903, the author is at a crossroad after his latest effort has been a deception. His encounter with Sylvia and her 4 adolescent son will revisionate Sir Barrie and his struggling imagination. With an all-star cast including Dustin Hoffman and Kate Winslet, this one is worth watching and for some, tearing up. If you're wondering, yes, it's a movie that inspired a well-known meme. Based on Hunter S. Thompson's cult book Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Raoul Duke, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Along with Benicio del Toro, Depp plays a journalist on a Vegas bender with a lot of drugs. Loads of it. This flick is loaded with psychedelic events. Once again, it's an over-the-top performance from Depp, and with Blue in his filmography, And this one, no wonder that Depp has an affinity for drugs in real life. Or as Marilyn Manson once said, I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me.
I once gave Marilyn Manson a pill so that he would stop talking so much.
As many Johnny Depp's fans know, Johnny had 8 collaborations with Tim Burton since 1990's Edward Scissorhands. This is the first Burton-Depp project that I'm talking about on this list. Yeah, there's more to come, of course. Burton's always had a love for old black and white movies. For example, Vincent Price movies. At the time of Price's death in 1993, he died of lung cancer. Burton was working on a documentary about Price's life and their special bond and friendship. Burton was shattered by Price's death and he cancelled the documentary. Then came
And action!
Ed Wood. After Price trespassing, Ed Wood became Burton's main project. A year later, Ed Wood was released. Johnny Depp plays a notorious director known for his campy and cheap movies. In real life, Ed Wood was known to be eccentric and Depp's performance fits the character very well. Considered one of Burton's best films, you should definitely check it out. It's trivia time! Let's see if you know who are Mr. Depp's former flames. You get a free rental anytime that you get the answer right. The ex I Our first ex at the time of her life before she met Johnny. 5 seconds. Jennifer Grey. They got engaged a few days after a blind date in 1989 and then things went sideways. Depp's was Grey's second engagement in a month. They got a dog called Lulu. What could have gone wrong? Grey claimed that Depp was possessive and jealous, and the romance fizzled out very quickly. This next ex was his ride or die forever. He still has the tattoo. You have 5 seconds. Winona Ryder. Dubbed Ginona, the couple dated from 1989 to 1993. They met at the premiere of the Jerry Lewis movie Great Balls of Fire. At the trial, Amber Heard talked about Johnny's Wino Forever tattoo. Before it was altered after an emotional breakup. Originally, it was Winona Forever. The pair was engaged within 5 months of dating. They split up because of the media intense scrutiny of their relationship. This one is a bit of an odd pick. In Jim Jarmusch's black and white artsy philosophical masterpiece, Depp plays William Blake, Dead Man. On the run after murdering a man, an accountant, William Blake encounters a strange Aboriginal American man named Nobody, who believes that Depp's character is a reincarnation of the famous English poet. Nobody prepares Blake for his journey into the spiritual world. It's not Depp's most flamboyant role, but a very interesting tale about life and death. What would you do for a Klondike bar? The next character has a sugary tooth. Meet Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Another impressionistic movie collab from Depp and Tim Burton. Depp plays the creepy Willy Wonka who let 5 children into his chocolate factory. But not everything goes to plan during the visit. Depp is at his best when he plays Weird Outcast, and this movie is no exception. Speaking of Weird Outcast, the Mad Hatter, Alice in Wonderland movies. The goofy, crazy, and colorful Mad Hatter is a match made in heaven for Depp. Even if he's not in the titular role, Johnny's still the highlight of the movie, along with his friend and co-star Helena Bonham Carter as the Red Queen.
I need a pig here. I love a warm pig belly for my aching feet. Stop that.
Another timeless classic from Burton following the successful 1988 Beetlejuice and 1989 Batman. Edward Scissorhands. Going through a list of Depp's classic movies, Burton's catalog is unavoidable. Edward Scissorhands is a pastel and snow-ridden suburban tale with heart. Edward is a shy and touching character. The ending dance and sculpture scene with Danny Elfman music is one that I hold dear to my heart. Pacino, Depp, together. Donnie Brasco. Al Pacino and Johnny Depp together, that's a recipe for success. I love mafia and crime movies, and Al Pacino too. As an example, check out my video about Michael's man Heat. Donnie, An FBI undercover agent infiltrates a mob and finds himself identifying more with the mafia life, which has consequences and is weighing down on his regular personal life. A very down-to-earth role for Depp, but an emotional crime thriller loosely based on a true story. We're back for round 2 of Depp X Factor. Are you ready for some paparazzi drama? Welcome back to a second round, the X Factor. To reference the song Supermodel in Clueless, I'm gonna be a supermodel. Who's the X? 5 seconds. Kate Moss. Kate Moss and Johnny Depp met in 1994 at a New York restaurant. They had a 4-year passionate relationship before breaking up. Kate Moss said that she spent years of crying after their romance ended. Cry baby. And no, Amber, Johnny did not push her down the stairs.
Did Mr. Depp push you in any way down the stairs?
No.
The ex-couple was recently seen together at a gig in the UK. Before Johnny joined his taxi was her life. 5 seconds. Vanessa Paradis. The French model, singer, and actress dated Johnny for 14 years. They have 2 children together. Unfortunately, after a hearing on April 22, 2022, Vanessa learned that Johnny cheated on her with Amber Heard. What a waste. Tim Burton, Johnny again. Are you surprised? Ichabod Crane, Sleepy Hollow. In 1799, Ichabod Crane is a constable from New York. He's sent to Sleepy Hollow to investigate the decapitations of 3 people, with the offender being the legendary apparition, the Headless Horseman. It's a perfect movie for Halloween, and a much darker and bloodier one than Disney, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad version. One of my favorite movie franchises in cinema history, arguably Depp's big break movie. Glenn Lance, A Nightmare on Elm Street. In Wes Craven's classic horror masterpiece, Johnny's not the center of attention. The legendary Freddy Krueger is, but we can witness a young Johnny who goes out in a geyser of blood coming out from a bed mattress. Eventually reprise his role for a quick cameo in one of the sequels.
This is your brain on drugs.
This is the reason why I'm wearing this t-shirt today. We've reached a bonus round of the X Factor. Are you ready for some bloody breakups? Bonus round, the X Factor. This ex was fearful and loathed in Las Vegas. 5 seconds. Ellen Barkin. You might remember Ellen from her latest appearance at the trial where she testified against Johnny. The pair dated for about 3 to 6 months. They met in 1994 on the set of Fear and Loathing, and their friendship blossomed into a fling. In her testimony, she said, "He's just a jealous man. Controlling. Where are you going? Who are you going with? What did you do last night?" So, I guess that they did not split on their good terms. So the last ex on the list. Did the dog do it or did she do it? Yep, you guessed it right. You don't need a timer, right? Before we wrap this one up, here are some notable mentions because it allows me to cheat and squeeze in more movies from Depp. My personal hell is doing top list. Gilbert Grape, What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Sam, Benny and June. Don Juan DeMarco. John Dillinger, Public Enemies. Victor Van Dorf, Corpse Bride. Inspector Frederick Aberline, From Hell. Dean Corso, The Ninth Gate. Mort Rainey, Secret Window. Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street. You knew that this one had to come sooner or later. Here's Michael Bolton's favorite Johnny Depp character. What do you get if you mix a pirate with Keith Richards and Pepe Le Pew? Before it was cancelled by woke culture, of course, and Johnny Depp's fine acting. You get Jack Sparrow. With 5 movies, Jack Sparrow is one of the most recognizable Johnny Depp's character. If you have a chance, check out Johnny Depp video of a visit that he made in character at a British Columbia Children's Hospital. Heartwarming. We need a bit of love in the world right now. So that's all, Brainiacs. Actually, I have one last one for you. Ladies, you thought I would forget about the character that you idolized during your teenage years? Be ready to fall in love again with the lovey-dovey bad boy. Wade Walker, Crybaby. It's not my personal favorite, actually far from it, but I know that some of you wanted that one. Every fan will tell you about the car chase scene and the kiss scene. Even if Johnny's not the one singing, it's still an iconic, some men will say cheesy, role. Many girls had the movie poster up on their bedroom wall. Are you one of them? Did you cry for Wade? Miladies, that's worth a like, no? You're welcome. Let's talk. Did your best Johnny Depp movie make my list? Did I miss anything? You can let me know in the comment section below. And since the verdict dropped, were you on Team Johnny or on Team Amber? Or on Team all Hollywood actors are lunatics?
Oh, wow! Wow!
If you like what we have at the video store, help us to survive by liking, subscribing, and hit the bell. Until I see you next Friday at the store, remember this.
Gentlemen, milady, you will always remember this as the day that you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.